Everybody, please light a candle for me. I'm about to spend the next few minutes talking to Mike about a game where you put balls in holes. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Bog Panda. I am Kelly at KELLYTHUL on Twitter and Instagram.
And I am Dr. Mike. So it's okay to use the real medical terms around me. At Official Pagan on everything. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, turn on notifications, leave a comment, check out our merchandise, check out Hard No. It's the world's shortest podcast. Leave some comments on that, leave some likes on that. Come back, watch a few more episodes. There's enough Bog Panda to go around for everybody. Tell your friends.
Yeah, and you get a sense of the quality of Dr. Mike's medical training when he believes holes is a medical term. So, but and so this we're back. Actually, we did a show sometime back about Sega electrical mechanical games. And boy, Periscope, I am still on the hunt, keeping an eye on eBay, putting a Google alert out, doing everything I can to wait for one of these systems to become available, and then cross my finger that it's been somewhat maintained, because I'm not qualified to make one of those things work if it's not working. It's a black magic driven kind of thing. So I'm not going through, but we did talk about these awesome electromechanical games that used to be out there that were precursors to video games, kind of aligned similar to a different alternative to pinball. But it's, your car's on a physical pole that you're moving it back and forth over a road that's actually spinning on a piece of paper, and you got to stay on track, or firing torpedoes under fake water to sink boats and all those kinds of things. And they're all super cool. I was unaware of this one. So had you ever heard of the mechanical game Ice Cold Beer?
I had not, no.
Yeah, I had not either. Um, but they are there's a company whose name is appearing right now below Mike and I, unless Mike can remember the name of the company.
I do. It's that.
Yeah, okay. That company is going to be offering, looks like they're getting ready to offer. They say contact us for more information, a home or a fully functional version of Ice Cold Beer. And Ice Cold Beer is one of these electric mechanical kind of games where you've got a metal rod and a metal ball that you're kind of controlling as you're trying to get it to go along. And then there's a series of holes that kind of go all the way up the board, and a different one lights up. They slowly get higher and higher and higher. And the trick is that you want to get it in one of those holes. There'll be a little light ring around it. It'll be lit up, and you're looking to navigate the steel ball to get to drop in the particular hole that's lit up. You're successful doing that, it moves it up, and you keep kind of working your way up. You're unsuccessful, your game's over. The recreation, or what they're making, looks like it's, true to form. Looks exactly like what you expect one of these games to look, and it looks like it's in really great shape. I did not, when I was looking through the site, find much information on pricing, which I think is going to be very interesting to hear. Well, what were
Yeah,
your
I
thoughts
could
about
not find anything on the price point, which is a dark cloud over this for me.
a bit of a flag?
Yeah, I have a feeling we're outside of the at Games Arcade 1-Up price range at this point.
I would think so. And I still think, and any of you VR developers out there that want to steal my idea, please do, because I want to play Periscope on my Oculus. I think recreating these games in the virtual world is going to be a lot cheaper and more affordable for all of us than actually doing it physically, because these are big monster machines with a lot of stuff going on. So, I mean, now with electronics improved as much as they can, you can maybe reduce a little bit of the transistors and all the other kind of goodies that you might need to do, but it's still going to be a whole lot of machine to do it, where in the virtual world, everything weighs the same. So,
Yeah, I mean that's an interesting thinking of something like that in VR. And when you were saying that, especially saying about Torpedo, I was thinking Silent Service, like a VR version of Silent Service where you're actually looking through the periscope and things.
Yeah, I think that would be awesome. So uh I'm sure there's a lot of VR developers watching right now are giving you
So
gold here. Run with it. Make it go.
I know that that's a huge segment of our base.
Yep, gigantic. From Brazil. Brazilian VR, Portuguese
Tectoy,
speaking.
get on this.
Yeah, yeah, please, as soon as possible. But yeah, but this looks kind of fun, but it is a bit of a flag when they're like, "Yeah, interested? Give us your information so we can keep talking to you." And I think I'll wait. I think I'll just wait for updates on the website for now. But it does look really good, and I'm still at this point, as much as I am on a quest for, and if I can ever find a functional Periscope version that's not like I don't have to do a second mortgage on the house to buy it. Can take a very serious look at it, but I still think the answer is VR.
That makes sense. Now, something like this. So, I mean, this definitely because I knew, that you were interested in these types of machines and maybe in the market for something. So, for a newly manufactured one of these classic games, something along the lines of this of Ice Cold Beer, how high would you be willing to go for a new machine like this?
Hmm. So while it looks like they're doing a great job with it, this particular version of a game, you know, I'm not that excited about in terms of probably what I go for. But for some of the other electromechanical titles that are out there, boy, I mean, so I got my at Games Legends a little bit on sale, so it was like $650 when I got it back in the day. I'd be willing to at least go there, maybe a little higher, but it'd have to be with the right game. It just couldn't be any game. But I'd be willing to kind of pay. It's kind of like the premium arcade one ups, or Nat Games Legends Ultimate. I'd be willing to go about to that price point. Um, you start to get up into the At Games pinball kind of stuff, and you're starting to get up even a little bit more. I don't know. I'm definitely not going over 1,000 for it. But I'm kind of thinking, 600, 700. If I just, if it's Periscope, I'll go 700. But how about you?
So I don't even know that I would personally go that high. While I do think it's cool, I immediately start to think about getting that here, getting that built. Obviously, that's something that's going to take up a larger footprint just because of the mechanics involved in it. It's going to be something that's a lot harder for my wife to put together because I can't even put together the arcade one-ups. So that's going to be a lot of work for her. So I just think of the more practical side of it. And I can't believe that this would be under $1,000. I feel like with wood and metal, this is an over $1,000 product. There's absolutely no way I'm going over $1,000 for something like that. I wouldn't go over $1,000 for an arcade cabinet. So there's absolutely no way that I would do it for that. So for me, the cutoff for something like this would maybe be like 500. And I know that there's just no way to do it for that price realistically. Because I'm looking at things like, maybe the slot machine when Arcade One Up puts out the casino cade, something along those lines, that I could kind of get. Because even though like I won't use it as much as some of the arcade games, I can see where that's something that's gonna be a lot of fun when people are over and things like that. So I don't mind putting out $500 or $600 for something like that. I mean, I mind, but I see the value proposition there of the hours of entertainment that's going to lead to. Where something like this, I'm already thinking about pieces breaking and replacing that and taking it apart and the floor space this is going to take up. And it's just a no for me. I think it's really cool, but it's just a no for me.
Yeah, these are all fair points because if they like I said, with newer electronics, the electronics and the mechanical stuff that was required for these, um, you got to assume as time passed by that overall it's going to be a little bit lighter, but some of the stuff is just actual physical, and they're called mechanical machines for a reason because there's mechanics involved. metal kind of stays the same weight. And some of these
Yeah.
things
And one of the selling points of this is they're using real metal and wood in it. So it's, even if it is scaled down compared to some of the original machines, and like Kelly said, not needing as much for the circuit boards and things like that. Sure, it's going to scale it down. It's going to be a little bit lighter, but metal and wood are heavy.
yeah. Yeah, because a pinball machine, at least 300 pounds, like an OG pinball machine, that's at least 300 pounds that's with the top off. Um, so yeah, I hadn't really thought about that because the location for me would be in the basement for these things. They're not going to come packed like like in a arcade one up or an at games flat pack kind of thing coming in. If they're coming in, they're gonna be coming in partially assembled, if not completely assembled, because of the nature of what it is. Um, that's um, that's like holding down a refrigerator full of lead. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know now that I think about it. I'm gonna go back to my VR plan. So
It's cool, but it's a far less practical proposition than what I'm building up now
yeah,
and what you have as well.
without a doubt. It would be interesting what you folks think. If one, anyone else here's my excitement for these kind of games. Two, what do you think about this, and what would you be willing to pay for one of these? And the related hernia surgery from you're gonna have to get
And
as you
Silent Service VR.
Silent Service VR would be awesome. I will buy that. Absolutely, 100%. Cool. Well, we really appreciate you folks watching. As we mentioned at the beginning, really appreciate you if you would subscribe as well. Check out Hard No. Won't take you long. You'll get an episode or two in really quick. And thanks for watching, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Bog Panda.